Good day and welcome to Jamaica News Now. A deadly attack in Mandeville has left two young women dead, reigniting concerns about violent crime in Manchester. The Integrity Commission says it has been unable to locate 7 former public officials wanted in connection with outstanding statutory declaration cases. Questions are also being raised over the distribution of $31 million promised to private schools affected by Hurricane Melissa. Also in this roundup, parents react to the Idel-Cumberland school merger. More than $53,000 is seized from a traveler heading to Jamaica. Subscribe today, turn on notifications, and never miss the stories that matter most. Jamaica News Now, your Highlands, your news, right now. Police in Manchester are investigating the fatal shooting of 2 young women along Caledonia Road in Mandeville, near the area known as Horseshoe Corner. The victims have been identified as 24-year-old nursing student Deneekia Pounall of Ortiz District and 21-year-old Sadefa Henry of Greenvale, Mandeville. According to preliminary police reports, the women were inside a taxi when an unknown assailant opened fire at approximately 8:05 on Saturday night. Both women sustained gunshot wounds and were later pronounced dead. Investigators have not disclosed a suspected motive, and no arrest had been announced at the time of reporting. The double killing is expected to renew public concern about violent crime in Manchester, particularly following other recent shootings in and around Mandeville. Anyone with information that could assist investigators is being urged to contact the police. The Integrity Commission has disclosed that it has been unable to locate 7 former public officials accused of failing to submit statutory declarations for various reporting periods. According to the Commission's 2025 to 2026 annual report, the outstanding cases have been classified as dormant after repeated attempts to serve summons on the former officials proved unsuccessful. The Commission has not publicly identified the individuals or disclosed the government positions they previously held. 6 of the cases were reportedly referred to the Commission's Prosecution Division during the 2020-2021 financial year, while 2 were referred during the following financial year. 1 person was eventually located, taken before the court, pleaded guilty, leaving 7 cases unresolved. National Integrity Action has questioned whether more information should be released about the outstanding matters. However, the Commission says the cases will remain dormant unless new information becomes available about the whereabouts of the former officials. The Jamaica Independent Schools Association is demanding greater transparency from the government regarding $31 million in assistance promised to private schools affected by Hurricane Melissa. Association President Tamar McKenzie says repeated requests for a list of the institutions that receive funding have not produced a clear response. She argues that publishing the list, along with eligibility criteria, would help private school operators understand how the assistance was distributed. Official figures indicate that 55 private schools were among approximately 616 educational institutions damaged by the hurricane. 15 affected private institutions were in St. James, while Westmoreland recorded 9, St. Elizabeth and Clarendon each recorded 7. Several schools say they have continued repairs without receiving government grants. The Ministry of Education did not provide a response to questions submitted by the Sunday Gleaner concerning the number of private institutions that received assistance. The association is not only asking who received the money, but also what standards were used to select the beneficiaries. Parents are weighing transportation costs, school reputation, and convenience as students prepare for the merger of Idel High School's secondary operations with Cumberland High School in Portmore. Education Minister Dr. Dana Morris Dixon previously explained that Idel's high school program could no longer operate sustainably because of financial difficulties, deteriorating infrastructure, and complications surrounding its lease agreements. Cumberland was selected because it has been operating below capacity and reportedly has sufficient space for the combined student population. Approximately 600 idle students are expected to transition to Cumberland, where they will wear the Cumberland uniform. Some parents are concerned about the change and have reportedly explored transfers to other institutions. Staff members, however, have been reassuring families that students already registered at IDEL automatically have places at Cumberland. Teachers and other employees are also expected to move under the arrangement. While some have raised concerns about increased transportation expenses, staff members have expressed relief that their jobs have so far been preserved. United States Customs and Border Protection says officers seized $53,800 in undeclared currency from a passenger preparing to travel from Fort Lauderdale, Florida to Kingston. The incident reportedly occurred on July 1st. Authorities said the passenger declared that they were not carrying currency, but officers later discovered and verified the cash during an inspection. Homeland Security investigations responded, and the traveler was arrested on a federal money laundering charge. The person's identity was not released. As authorities stress that there is no legal limit on the amount of money a person may transport into or out of the country. However, anyone carrying more than $10,000 must declare it by filing the required currency transportation report. Failure to report the funds can result in seizure and civil or criminal penalties. And that is your Jamaica News Now Roundup. The investigation into the Delhi Mandeville shooting remains active, while important questions continue to be raised about public accountability, hurricane recovery assistance, and the transition of hundreds of IDL students to Cumberland High. Subscribe to Jamaica News Now, turn on your notifications, and share this report so others can remain informed. Leave a comment telling us which of today's stories you believe requires the closest public attention. Thank you for watching, and continue to stay informed, stay safe, and stay alert.